Welcome to Subramani. Sometime in March, April 2020, when the COVID crisis, the Chinese virus crisis was at its peak, one fund house, Franklin Templeton, found that it had liquidity issues and froze the payment of about 25,000 crores and said you won't have immediate access to it. But as and when we sell off the securities, we will pay you. And this was definitely necessitated because of the problems of liquidity in the fund itself, and the market itself would have got very tight with money because the total liquidity in the market got frozen. So therefore certain securities were not going to be traded, and the SEBI had also said that certain type of instruments should not be bought by mutual funds. So one easy source where you could have sold was again taken away, and therefore, but anyway, the ending has been happy, that people have been paid most of their money, except that some distributors have gone to court. So some 400-500 crores or maybe 1,000 crores is overall pending in the corpuses which were being sold. So that is one stage. After that, what happened was Axis Mutual Fund, there was an issue that there was been front running by the dealer, and another dealer who has been designated as a fund manager. So these two people, so both those people have now been at least suspended, and there's an investigation going on, one investigation by Axis, and I'm sure the regulator will also have his own investigation of saying show me last 3 years records, 5 years records, whatever the investigation happens. Now after that, one pretty less known journalist, or not known to me at all, but not that I know all the journalists, has come out with another letter which says there is a big whistleblower letter happening in Birla, and that is about Mr. Rajesh Srinivasan. Again, the question is what kind of timing. So you say, oh, there is so much erosion of capital. There will be erosion of capital when the market has fallen by 15%. There will be erosion of capital, and in financial services there will be greater erosion of capital. So to me, that timing seems to be perfect, which means the story was already done. They were waiting for when to put it right. So here he says that so and so there has been wealth destruction by this man, and the company does not hold him accountable. They've got somebody from InGovern to come and make a statement saying that the board has to be more accountable. This is all motherhood statements, right? So we don't know what is wrong. Maybe something is wrong, maybe something is not wrong. This is not a journalist whom we really know, and I mean, it's not that a well-known journalist can't do a bad story. But an unknown journalist doing a story, I don't know how much of these are facts. So we will need some proper investigation. Very good chance that the Birlas are already looking into what has been alleged. I mean, something like saying there are two Patils and both of them are related may be completely wrong, but you never know how much of truth is there in these letters. Birlas have of course come out with a clarification saying all this is baseless, totally baseless. There is no such thing. Mr. Rajesh Srinivasan is being shifted to another post within the organization. So that's all not very clear as to what is happening. But what should investors do during such time? Again, there is a problem for people like us in the public space. Anything that we say could be good or bad. If I say don't do anything, there is nothing wrong. And if something turns out to be wrong, then I would be lynched saying, oh, you didn't know, you claim to be an expert and you are bluffing. Second, if I say withdraw all your money from where? In case there is a problem in Axis, withdraw all your money in Axis, debt fund, equity fund, ETF, everything. Or in case of Templeton, there were people who are advising remove money from Templeton. So remove money from Templeton means remove money from Templeton equity fund, Templeton debt fund. I mean the other debt funds which were working, hybrid fund, US fund, just remove everything. That is the kind of advice that was also being given. So when you go and tell a client that to withdraw all the money from Templeton mutual fund, they are going to say, wait a minute, how am I sure this won't happen in another fund? So let me withdraw all money from all mutual funds. and keep it in the bank. Is that a great solution? We have no clue what kind of solutions we are providing, because a good solution can be provided only on a one-to-one basis. You can say, okay, you got so much money, you take so much money out, so much money you keep here, so much money you keep there, you've taken too much risk, 80% of your money is in one fund house, so maybe you split it into 2-3 fund houses. You do that kind of stuff, but it has to be on a one-to-one basis. It cannot be on a one-to-many basis. Very difficult to say what is to be done. So what would you do in case of the Birla Mutual Fund? He has said that they have provided exits to some big PE funds. So when you see, the question is also the numbers that is put. If you are told 500 crores is what this fund house invested in say Paytm, right? Now 500 crores looks very big for the common man who does transactions of 20,000, 30,000. So 500 crore koi lagata hai, but then when you are managing 70,000 crores of equity or 80,000 crores of equity, to make a significant difference, you will put 200, 300, 500 crores, right? You will not put a 5 crore application. It is not going to move the needle when you put a small amount. So you will put a significant amount only, right? You will not put a small amount. So to pick up one number without mentioning the numerator and the denominator, etc., and just putting the number is wrong and bad journalism. To say that the market cap has fallen by so much is again not very sensible, because 15-20% is what the market has generally fallen. And to pick it up and say, oh, it's not done as well as Bajaj Finserv is unfair, because no company has done so well as Bajaj Finserv. Companies which are been in financial services for very long, say Cholamandalam, Sundaram Finance, have not done as well as Bajaj Finance. The more aggressive players who are willing to take more credit, willing to do real estate deep funding and all, like India Infoline or Edelweiss, they have not done so well. L&T Financial Holdings, which is the financial arm of L&T, has not done as well as Bajaj. So what are we trying to say? Why are we picking up everything and comparing it to Bajaj, which is an extremely well run company, maybe a fantastic company? It would have been a fantastic company run by Sanjeev Bajaj alone, but adding Mr. Jain to it, it has become a great company, right? He's done better than his brother, he's done better than many others, in almost all others in his field. He can't even be compared to HDFC Bank. His growth rate has been faster than HDFC Bank, which is one of the best performers in the financial service industry, or the HDFC group. So we don't know, and again it is all work in progress, right? So tomorrow if something goes wrong with Bajaj, people will say, we always knew. Kuch to gadbad hai, otherwise you can't grow at this pace, right? After in hindsight, we are all experts. So what I'm trying to say is, in Axis, let us wait for the report. In Birla, let us wait for the report. Let us see what the board says. Let us see what is the investigation. Let us see what Mr. Ajay Srinivasan does in the future. Will he quit after some time? Will he take up some other post in the group? We don't know, and we shouldn't really be bothered. We shouldn't even care. Look at the portfolio in which you have invested. If you think it's a liquid portfolio, it will not have a problem, just check on. If you think there could be some liquidity problem, but the fund is doing very well, withdraw partially. If you have deposited the money long ago and you're sitting on very good gains, at least book some of the profits, right? These are each different strategies for different people. So instead of saying I do not know what you should do, I'm saying you choose depending on your circumstance. I can give you 4 or 5 solutions, right? So pick up any of the solution depending on what suits you. And I'm still saying that to pick up one letter like this and say therefore something is wrong is easy, and there is no upside at all for me. If I tell you don't withdraw and then something goes wrong, you're going to say, wow, you you gave wrong advice. So I don't know about that portion of it, but have I invested in the Axis group? Yes. Have I invested in the Birla group? Yes. Have I removed my money? No. But it could be that my money invested there is much small compared to what is yours as a percentage of your net worth. So you decide what you have to do. I have decided what I have to do. What I have done is not relevant at all for what you have to do. Thank you.